Welcome back to EDU-Tutor. Today we want to look at Principles of Accounts Paper 2, May June 2024, Question 1. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. So the first thing that you should do when you get a question, you read your instructions. So for number one, it says on the 1st of November 2023, John Enterprises had cash in hand of $1,475, and the business also had a bank overdraft of $1,125 on its bank account. So during November, the following transactions occurred. We're required to prepare a three-column cash book, balance the cash book month end, and bring the balances down into the next period and total discount columns. So now that we got the instructions out of the way, we know for a fact that we need the cash balance and the bank balance. So that's the first thing that your cash book starts with. So you should go ahead and just highlight those figures that you're going to need. Remember that this paper is yours, so you are free to make note of the things that are important to you. And then you're going to go ahead and go down to your cash book and put those figures into the cash book. All right, very simple. So you know that bank balances, when they are overdraft, they go on the credit side. That's what an overdraft means, right? So we're going to go on the credit side of the cash book. You can also head up your cash book. So it's John Limited, John Enterprises. So we're going to head up our cash book. We're going to do it the right way. All right. And then on the credit side, we're going to make note that there was an overdraft. So it's balance BD. So it's 1,125 for bank overdraft on the 1st of November. And then the cash balance on the 1st of November was 1,475. All right, so we're going to go back up to the question and we're going to start to look in the question to see what will affect our cash book. All right, so it says sales by check totaled $2,635. All right, so when you sell something, you're going to be collecting money. So we have to indicate and to be specific, it's going to go to your bank account because it's affecting the check will be affecting your bank account. So you're going to go down and show that you received some check totaling 2,635. So you go into your bank column on your debit side, 2,635 on the 4th of November, and the details would of course be sales. So you go back up to your question once you have completed that, and you're going to look for what the other item is. So I'm sorry, this is how the paper is, so I have to spin around it. So on the 10th now, we pay the following accounts less 5% discount. So once they say less 5% discount, you have to find out how much money you would have received, record the 5% as your discount. So L. Smith, he we paid him $840 less 5% discount. So the money is leaving the business. So there will be a credit to the cash book. Once there's a payment, it's a credit to your cash book. So we go down. So it's November 10. And it was 840 for Lamar Smith. But we have to less 5% as discount. So if you put 5% of 840 into your calculator, you will get how much discount he should get. So 840 multiplied by 5%, which is $42. So he received $42 discount. Alright? And then you minus the 42 from the 840 to give you how much you would have paid. Alright, so how much you would have paid, and that is $798. And remember, they said from the bank. Very simple. Then we go down to the next person who was K. Peters. Now, K. Peters should get also 5% discount. Alright, so he should also get 5% discount, and they said that we paid him 920. Alright, so 920. So we're going to find 5% of 920, which is $46. And then the rest would have been how much we paid out of the bank account, which is $874. Then we go on to the next item in our table. The 13th B French paid $1,900 in cash settlement in full settlement of his account of $2,000. So here a customer paid us, but they paid us less than how much they owe us. However, it states that there was a full settlement of his account, which simply means that there has to be a discount. So to find out the discount, you're going to less the smaller amount which he paid from the larger amount which he should have paid, and that's going to give you $100. So here, Be French got $100 discount from us. So we're going to record that. All right, so once you have done that, remember we debit because we're receiving the money. This is a customer, so we have to debit it. All right. So once you have completed that, you go back up to your table and you are going to look for the next item. So 16th, cash sales paid directly into the bank, total $1,125. So again, you're making a payment, you're making sales, so you're collecting money, and therefore you go on your debit side. So it's the 16th of November, sales, $1,125 from the in the bank account. So we go directly to that. Alright, so going ahead now and move to the next item, which is the 19th of November, where Mr. John, the owner, gave the business $3,000 by check, which must be repaid in 1 year's time. Mr. John, the owner, so here we're receiving money from Mr. John. We're not concerned with any other thing other than recording the information. So on the November 19th, we got some money from Mr. John. So when the owner puts money into the business, that is called capital. However, he is lending the business money. So you could have also recorded it as a loan from the owner. Alright, good. So $3,000 in the bank account from him. Then we move on to the next item. Now on the 27th, the owner took $800 of cash in hand to deposit in the bank account. So here you see a contra entry, there is cash depositing into the bank account. So the bank account will increase, the cash account will decrease. The one that is increasing goes on the debit side, the one that is decreasing goes on the credit side. So for November 27, the bank account, as we said, is going to be increasing with on the debit side. So it's going to be the cash account that is in the details, and the folio will be a contra entry. So we're going to have to make note that the $800 is coming from the bank account and going into our bank account, sorry, and was taken from your cash account. So bank on the 27th of November. And we also have to make note that it's contra entry. Alright, so let's go up now. Then again, it says the last transaction, the 30th, rent paid in cash total $1,540. So here you're making a payment, so that's a credit to your cash book, and you're crediting cash because that's what we use to pay it. So we say the 30th of November, rent and that's $1,540 in your cash account from your cash account. So once you have completed that now, we need to balance off our transactions because we don't have anything left for the month. So the first thing that you should do is to draw a line to indicate that you're going to be totaling each part. However, we first have to decide whether our debit side is greater than our credit side. So you're going to total up your cash accounts for both sides. So we have 800 and 1,540 on our credit side. So that's 2,340 for our credit side for our cash account. So 2,340. So I'm going to put cash 2,340. And for our credit side, we have cash of 3,375. Then for our bank debit side, we have 2,635 plus 1,125 plus 3,000 plus 800, which gives us 7,560. On our credit side, we have bank of 2,797. All right, so we can look at these amounts and confirm that both our balance CD will be on our credit side. So we go and we put our balance CDs on our credit side. To find our balance CD, we simply subtract our credit side from our debit side. So our larger total from our smaller total. So it's 3,375 minus 2,340. So that gives us 1,035 for cash and $4,763 for our bank column. All right, very good. So if you're following up to this point, that means that you're good for exam. All right, very good. So we are now going to total both sides. So both sides will be equal now. Our debit side for cash is 3,375 and so is our credit side. And our bank side debit is 7,560 and so is our credit side. Now please note that the question told you to carry these amounts to the 1st of December. So you have to make note of that. Always read your instruction before you start to answer the question so that you know what to do. This allows you to get full marks. If you don't do it, you're not going to get full marks, and we want you to get full marks on the questions that you can manage. So for a simple question like this, go ahead and do everything that they told you to do. So after you have placed your balance BD, which is the same amount as your balance CD, but they just go on the opposite side, then now you have completed the question, so you can move on. Alright, very good. So now we're at part 2, which says that The following information is available for John John Enterprises for the month end 31st of December 2023. Prepare the bank reconciliation statement for John John Enterprises for the month end dated the 31st of December 2023 to arrive at the cash book balance. Alright, so, so you're going to start with John John. Please head up your statement, bank reconciliation, statement. 2023. All right, good. So that's the heading. Then we're going to need our dollar signs. So when you are doing it in your exam, please line up it. Let ensure that everything is even. Because I'm doing it on a laptop, some things may not be even. Right? Balance as per statement. So that's the bank statement. Was 9,000, sorry, $275. Right? However, we need to arrive back to our cash book balance, which was $2,053. If you remember carefully, let me just show you. Sorry, I should say 1,000 and no, $4,763. Right? $4,763. All right. So it says a check for $1,223 and a check for 830 were not shown on the December 31st bank statement. So we have to subtract it from our bank statement amount. All right. However, please note that this is for December. So we're not going to be getting the balance up there, right? This is a different month. Remember, we were working the cash book for the month previous. All right, so we're going to add unpresented checks, which would have been the 1,223. So let me put them down. 1,223, which is check number 103. And we also have check number 107, which was not added to the cash book. So it's 830. So we have to remove those amounts. All right. You have to remove those amounts. So when you total this, you're going to get $2,053. So please draw a line under anything that you're totaling. So we can go ahead and subtract. I'm sorry. So you can go ahead and subtract 2,053 from 9,275. Remember that you less unpresented checks. and then you add late lodgements. So that's 7,222. So there's only one. So you're going to put it there. 2,050, $2,270, sorry, which is now going to give you a balance as per Cashbook. So your balance as per Cashbook is is 9,492. All right, so thank you for watching. I believe this is the end of paper 2, question 1. All right, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel so that you will see them. All right, bye.